to put on quite the loser's run, I'm sure of it. Maybe even the run back for Grands, who knows? And the winner of this, reminder, will be going up against Mr. E, who just took it 2-0 over Clune. Loser side, a little bit behind. I'll keep y'all updated on what happens there. But in the meantime, let's worry about what's happening on winners. How's chat doing tonight, by the way? I feel like I don't talk to y'all enough. Y'all doing good? I had a drink of water real quick before this set. Remember, chat, hydration check. If you hadn't had water in the last like 30 minutes, take a drink now. Man, the immediate corner pressure from JoJo. He's been so aggressive today. I feel like there's been this weird shift in the Washington meta lately. I'm not trying to say we're not still campy. We are a very, shall we say, methodical region. But I feel like our PR players are starting to figure out a little bit better where they can afford to be aggressive and where that's optimal. And less so camping full stage and more taking advantage of that like camp in your face kind of strategy, like the bubble theory stuff you hear talked about by players like HBox from Melee who popularized that term. JoJo doing a really good job. Look how close he's playing to Nanoash in these situations. Sometimes he runs away, but in general, he's just playing this spacing so that as soon as Nanoash throws something out like that, trying to go for the punish, he is right there to capitalize and get the first stock. And now the onus is on Nanoash to bring this back. Good up B putting on the pressure, but he's going to need a lot more than that Flame Breath as well, because my man JoJo may be at 90, but he is still cooking on this first stock, and he is adding up the damage. What in the... Okay. I think JoJo was like, yeah, I knew what I was doing there. He tried something silly. I wonder if the up B maybe could have caught it there, but whatever the case, Nanoash manages to live to see another day. But JoJo proving his willingness to go for the silly stuff when he's got that lead. It's that little bit of offstage intimidation and the footstool to get back. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but either way, it worked out pretty well for him. Now we're seeing that patient gameplay from JoJo. Trying to force Nanoash, into a bad situation here. Nanoash not giving him anything for free, and now you got that patented Bowser ledge trapping, but JoJo zaring onto stage with impunity, beating out the fair with the bomb on startup and comboing it into a kill, taking that stock and now putting himself in such a great spot to take this first game over Nanoash. Okay, good fire breath, but what's the response to the defense? Another Zair from JoJo, using that move sparingly, but using it very well when he does use it. And now you just got that early combo damage, reminding us that against heavies especially, Toon Link does have some combos, but he's also light and floaty, so that will kill off the top. No amount of DI is going to save you. That's just the GG go next. However, he's got one more stock to work with, and he is showing no signs of slowing down. Goes for the ledge trump. However, Nanoash buffering the onto stage option there. B-reverse Flame Breath not going to come out. We see Nanoash go for that fairly often, and I think JoJo has kind of figured that out a little bit here as he continues to just pile on the pressure. Okay, up B saving Nano there. That rage starting to get a little scary, and I know JoJo's really good at staying alive, but against Bowser, he just needs one really solid opening. So many things could put in so much work, and now all of a sudden you're at 85 against Bowser at the corner. How are you going to get back? The side B, not quite going to get onto the corner platform. You saw him fishing for it, but JoJo managing to beat him in the guessing game of where to pull that in, and now you're in a pretty bad spot. Nano back on stage. JoJo trying to force this advantage, just sitting in that Pokeball in the center, and now backing off. Both of them back in neutral here. one hit either way could close this out. 120 to 154, almost max rage on this Bowser, but he is still alive. Fair going to push him into the corner. Can Nanoash close it out here? Great recovery option from JoJo, but the bomb not going to go off in time. I love the boomerang to force Nano back to the stage, but he just didn't have the time to work with. And after all that work from JoJo, after all that momentum, the pushing of advantage state, Nanoash just found his openings on that last stock and managed to bring it all the way back and gives himself a 1-0 advantage in this best of 3. That's huge. JoJo's got to work twice as hard now.
3, 2, 1, go!
All right, let's see what the adaptation looks like here. Has Nanoash got JoJo's number, or was that just last stock Bowser shenanigans? What can JoJo do to maintain that momentum that he had so early in the set? But conversely, what can Nanoash do to maintain the momentum he built for himself at the end of that last game? Interesting approaching fire breath there from Nano. I feel like JoJo has just done such a good job of responding to the fire breath from Nano in all these situations. But when he does get it, it does so much damage. So the risk reward seems to really be there for him. It's still worth using pretty often, especially in situations like that where he can use it as just a defensive movement option, or even for chip damage there, where it forces JoJo to do something other than just spacing for free at that mid-range that we were talking about that has been so potent for him. Ooh, a little early on that throw. Not able to get the throw armor against the boomerang, or maybe not aware that it was coming back. Either way, giving JoJo a little more time to get himself back on the stage, which he did, but it doesn't matter because Nanoash was ready with that up tilt. Going to kill relatively early. That move's real strong. And now for the first time in the set, JoJo actually down a stock. Good air dodge past that, past that bow and arrow, but Nanoash still alive at 181. Now that was a great use of the fire breath. That's what we're talking about. Just so much damage. 57 now on JoJo, and he can't take this stock. That's one problem with Toon. Like, if he doesn't get those very specific kill confirms, he can just struggle to kill. Even there, 205 on Bowser. Going so deep, but it doesn't matter. And now the reversal, and JoJo loses the stock so early. Up throw not gonna kill. 221 on Nanoash. Please, please kill this man. Talk about max rage. My man about to get an overflow error on this rage. He's going so high. We're getting sudden death mode here real quick. Meanwhile, JoJo, 13% on this last stock. And finally, the up tilt going to take it. But man, that's just so hard to come back from JoJo. Not only did he struggle to kill, but he died so early in that unfortunate reversal situation off stage. Of course, good stuff to Nanoash for taking advantage of the situation, but now JoJo's got such a mountain to climb. We see him going for those back air combos, maybe hoping to cover it with an up B at the end. But whatever the case, doesn't work out, and now Nano happy to trade with him if it means he gets to rack up that damage on this final stock for JoJo, which he's continuing to very slowly do. JoJo has to play so well here. We see how safely he's playing, but the one grab from Nanoash putting him in a bad spot. Great stuff again, covering those options. Not going to do a lot of damage, but it does some, which is pretty intimidating in this situation. JoJo, though, on the offensive. Had an opportunity. Nanoash waited it out. Not going to get clipped by that reverse up B. And now reversing the situation as well. Can JoJo get back to stage? Get up attack. Shoutouts to Gimmer. It just works. And now JoJo with another opportunity. 152 on Nanoash, but we've seen this before. Is it going to be another situation like the last stock? Or is he going to be able to close it out here? Yes, he is. 117, but it is not over yet. And as soon as I say that, the JV2 with the up tilt from Nanoash, proving it doesn't matter what the matchup says. It's all about the player diff. And today, the difference was Nanoash. And good stuff to Nanoash throughout that set. It can just be so hard for Bowser to weave through that projectile game. And if anybody's got that Toon Link projectile game down, it is JoJoDaHoBo. We saw it especially in that game number 1, just how well he's able to wall out a character like Bowser who can struggle to approach zoners. I mean, we heard it before the set. Nanoash was a little worried about that matchup going into it, but he managed to find his openings like that side B right there to close out the stock. That Flame Breath also doing so much damage throughout the set. Definitely a risk reward associated with that, where I was talking about early in the set especially that JoJo was punishing for it, but it wasn't those huge punishes that he needed. Instead, just that nickel and dime. Meanwhile, every time that Flame Breath comes out, it can be a good 20-30%. So good stuff to Nanoash for finding the great opportunity, to use it. And now he's got an opportunity in Winners Finals to face up against Mr. E. That is going to be a hot set. And while this has been going on, we've also had Losers side filling in that bracket. Gatto and Ryan playing for Losers 8th right now. Gatto in the top 8. He was the 8th seed, and there was some debate before the tournament. Does he earn it, or is it just recency bias? He's proving not only has he been doing well recently, he's going to continue that momentum